like, we should recognise people within the village a lot more. And I'm open to, like, this is just a start. Others can bring it forward for other people who they think have done it as well. So it's just that really, and it's just like a title that you can put. Essentially, you could be a freeman of the village on the census record instead of just that you can put that down instead, essentially. And it states in the proposal like what my idea was. So.
You've not lived in the village many years, so you're sort of limited to knowing about.
I know, it's only 2005, so I'm awaiting my passport to come through.
Yeah, I can think about an ex-pupil of Ackworth School. She did come from Ackworth.
I can only go on my experience, Steve, but I can't go on other people's experience.
She was Australian Woman of the Year for her work on the burns victims of the Valley bombing.
Yeah, well,
I heard still did a lot for this village, and many others that I've begun to think of yet.
Well,
so
it can be brought forward to future meetings.
We've got to see how far we go with this. We are spending other people. I know it's only a small plaque and a box of chocolates, but we are spending other people's money on it. So we need to. And parish councillors aren't very popular at the moment.
I'll bring Nathan there, then Andy.
Well, sort of not sound like Scrooge, but what budget are we suggesting that it comes from? Which bit?
Well, it's at the moment it's just a proposal. There is no budget specifically mentioned as to where it would come from, so it's just a proposal. It's not got a set date on it. It's just a proposal to just go forward with it. Andy, I believe.
Well, I think my thought was that if we're going to do this, we have to have really clear criteria for nominating people to receive freedom of the parish, and that should cover any resident or person that potentially has been a resident who does some good work for the village. And that should be regardless of status or involvement with the parish council, because that way we could avoid any potential accusations of cronyism, for example.
Yeah, of course.
So I think it's really important that we know the criteria, and then we can consider people that we would want to nominate for it, rather than maybe looking the other way around.
Yeah. Sean, then Sarah and John.
Andy covered what I was going to say, but I think if we are going to do it, we ought to consider adding ex-councillor Evans onto it. She's still working at Poppy, and she's been here lots of years.
Again, this is just a start. If in the future people wish to put other names forward, regardless of whether the council is ready, this was just my suggestion at this stage. So, by all means, in the future, we'll just.
Yeah.
I've already said that.
I'm saying if we do work with that, can we have ex-councillor unanimous, because she's still working and she's done as many years as.
I mean, I'd hate to preempt a future vote, but I've got no reason why it can't be proposed in the future. Sarah?
Yeah, I mean, I see this as a specific proposal about 3 specific people who are former parish councillors, have given a lot of years' service, both as parish councillors and in other roles, and to the community. I think there's no reason at all why we should not consider, a different proposal. Not in addition to this, at another meeting, about perhaps having, annually nominated community champions or something like that with criteria. Yeah. That seems to me might be a reasonable way to deal with this, rather than just everybody's, well, I know somebody who's good and I know, somebody else who does this for the village. So I'm supporting this proposal as it's put, but saying if people want us to consider doing it on a regular basis with clear criteria, bring a proposal about, like I say, perhaps annually nominated community champions with a procedure, for doing it.
Tom?
Well, first of all, it's within the remit of the parish council to award somebody the freedom of the parish of Ackworth, so that's, no charity groups can do that. And I think one of the criteria could be that these 3 people between them have got almost a century of service to the parish council between them. So Sue and Terry were councillors for nearly 30 years, and so they've got 90 years a service to the community there, so I think that's why I was supporting.
Just
I'll bring back in Sean, yeah.
Councillor Evans has done a lot of years as well. She's right down the road,
Yeah.
and she still works. So if she ought to be able to do it, be published. If she looked at that.
Well, we've already mentioned about how that, like dealing with the specific as to what's here at the moment. In future meetings, that could be put forward. I'll just bring Jerry up.
The only thing I would say, as a procedural point of view, the instruction for the clerk, so if it is agreed this evening, I probably need to bring it back again just to set some of the details out of what it is I've been instructed to do. So
Yeah.
I understand it's the principle this evening, but the details of the wording of the plaque, for example,
Yeah.
and the cost of the plaque, I'd have to bring them elements only back to
Would it be
council.
worth deferring this then to the relevant committees, so whether that be F and GP, to go through?
Can I propose a move to the vote on this? Have it in front of us.
Okay, right. I'll take that procedural motion. So I'll put my name forward as proposer, who's my motion. Seconder then, please. John, seconding. Because we've gone to a vote, it's been moved to go to a vote. Can I get votes in favour then, please, of the motion that's in front? 7. Votes against? 4 against? And that's it.
Sorry, can I just check? 'Cause I know there was that just in case anybody is quibbling about procedural motions somewhere in standing orders, it does cover a proposal to move to a vote. So
Yes,
it is in there.
I do know that from Wakeful Council.
I'm just suggesting it in case anybody else is going
Yes.
to challenge it.
Yes. Okay, so that motion's passed. You were saying that you probably need to come back on
Yeah,
that.
I'll just put it as a note to this that I'll require wording and
Sure.
budget, where it's coming from, to be decided at a future meeting.
Yeah.
Whether that be committee or...
Yes. Okay, thank you. So the next motion, 13.4, to receive a proposal from Councillor Sherrick that the dates for the 2025 annual Parish Assembly meeting be changed so it is not the same evening as the full Parish Council meeting. Please.
Yeah, I thought the annual parish meeting was really good this year, and the involvement of the community groups to find out what they're doing and all of that sort of thing. But it felt it had to be cut too short for the people speaking and for the residents to have any chance to ask questions, because we had the parish council meeting on the same night. So I came back to rush from one to the other. And so I just thought it would be a good idea to put them on 2 separate nights, basically. So we have the parish assembly on a night that we don't have to end it really quickly because we've got a meeting. So that was just my proposal that we have. Because I think it was agreed the date of it would be the same as ours.
Yeah.
And that was agreed, so I've waited the 6 months sort of thing so we can potentially change it. And that was it, basically. Just
Yeah.
so we can have really good input to that.
Yeah. So that's Andy's proposal. Comment. Yeah.
I just say I would support that, because I thought it was a really positive event, and I thought it was cut short, that people would like to have more chance to talk about things, to showcase the things that we're really doing, and also for us as well. We want a chance to talk to people, not be rushing off to another meeting.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other comments on that, please? Okay.
I was
Amanda?
going to say, obviously on the downside, I suppose there will be additional costs because we'll have to have staff for an extra meeting that month. But yeah.
Indeed, yeah.
But if it's a worthwhile and it's worth the expenditure.
Yeah. Sarah, yeah.
Yeah, I think as well, although you know, I'm in favour of us having plenty of time to hear from our people who are doing all the reports from people doing all the stuff they do in the village. There is quite a narrow, I mean, it's all set out, it's law that we have to hold a parish, well, I think it's called a parish meeting in the legal documents, not parish assembly, but it's the law that we have to hold, that a parish meeting has to be held, and where there's a parish council in the parish, then the parish council has to convene the meeting, but it's not a meeting, unlike the sessions at the beginning of our parish council meetings. The parish assembly is not a meeting to challenge the parish council. It's to raise issues about the whole community and the, you know, what's going on in our village. So that's one. But the other thing is about the time scale. I think the law says there's quite a tight time scale in sort of part of March and April, isn't there?
Yes.
Within which this meeting has to be held. So it just could be that there's a pressure on time to find another date to hold it, as well as both in terms of what we're doing and also staff time to, to staff it as well.
Yes. Jamia?
That literally was the only thing I was going to add, is that there's no date on here to say when we move it to, so I'd like an opportunity to have a look at a date within those parameters and within staff availability to be able to run the administration side of it.
Yeah. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, I don't want to propose a specific date, because it could be one or other, but it's only doesn't need to be that one.
The only comment I'd like to make is, because an alternative of what we could look at is for the April meeting, because we have 12 full parish council meetings a year at least, 11 because we cut out August, don't we? Is actually making the full parish council meeting actually just shorter for that month. It might be a case of that we just have a smaller agenda for that to allow the parish assembly to take place. And I just think that maybe that might give greater flexibility for the staff resource, certainly for the first parish assembly that's going to come up in 2025, and we can do a review after that. So that's just my comment to start with. I don't know what.
That might be an idea if we can't find two separate dates to kind of not start our, if we're allowed to not start our meeting till 8:15, 8:30 or something.
You can,
yeah. To allow more time for the other one.
Yeah. I'm going to put forward an amendment along that lines, if that's okay. But I'll take your proposal as it stands, because we've got just to keep within the procedure. So Andy proposing. Can I get a seconder for Andy's proposal, please? Sure. Thank you. My amendment's going to be then that the annual parish assembly meeting be changed so it is not the same evening as the full parish council meeting, or if an alternative date cannot be facilitated due to staff resource, that the full parish council meeting be made shorter and the parish assembly be on the same day, but the parish council meeting made shorter, something along.
would it work, Chair, if we literally just change that word to explode? And then I can
Yeah.
go back to the next
Okay.
meeting. Would that
That's a
help?
lot easier than what I had in mind. meeting be explored, so it's not the same evening as, that's even better.
Change the word change to explode.
That just shows that you can overcomplicate something. Thank you very much there. So we're just changing the word change to explode. So that's, I'm proposing that amendment. Can I get a seconder for that then, please? Lynn? Thank you. And I'll take a vote on the amendment then, please. All those in favour of the amendment? Full house. Thank you very much. Nice and easy.
You still need to stick on that already, on the original. That was on the amendment, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're right. I had to do this last time, didn't I? I always forget. I just think we've voted on the amendment. So we've accepted the amendment, so we need to vote on the new proposal, which is just change to explode. So yeah, it's absolutely baffling, isn't it? So votes in favour of, yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. Item 13.5, to receive a proposal from Andy Shaw again, that the Parish Council calls a meeting of the Community Centres working group in relation to the Ackworth Parish project to investigate the 25-26 budget requirements and liabilities for the handover of Old Hulls Quarry from Strata. I can confirm that there has been further information that's been received from the solicitor that's basically advised for us to just stall on accepting the phases. I'll explain further in the next section, in the private section. And
Yeah.
sorry,
I should say, Chair Councillor Sherritt has asked whether this could just be withdrawn from
Yes.
the agenda, and he'll add it to a future one, pending an update to the council.
yes, if that's all right with everyone, yeah. Thank you. Item 14 then, to consider for approval that the press and the public be excluded from the remainder of the meeting on the grounds that publicity would be prejudicial to the confidential nature of the business to be transacted on the following agenda items: public body submission to meeting at 1960. Can I get a vote in favour of that we move to the private section, please? So, 8. Abstentions? 2 abstain. Are you abstaining or abstaining as well? Yeah. Okay.
Let's record the 0 against.
Yes.
Yeah.
0 against. Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Just moving to the private section of the meeting. So thank you.
Well, but that's not there, I'm not in the way of the